I am losing track of what we've tried and what we haven't tried. I'm curious about the cabin in the nightmare chapter though, because we walked away that time, we didn't see the cabin. And it seems like every cabin has something new. So, how did I get there again? By locking her in the basement and then she came out and killed me? Something like that.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. A warning. She will lie.
I'm not using the skip button because I find it a little bit more smooth to hear a little bit of the line, just so we know what we're talking about.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The blade is your implement.
Let's just go. Have a talk.
The door to the basement creaks open. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. Don't let it fool you.
Just don't say too much. Don't be too friendly. Don't be too mean.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
We haven't seen this before. It's not skippable. A lot of little minute changes to the tone of how they speak. Hold on, let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
Oh, I think she got a little bit mad about that. She's like, why is this person not saving me? Oh. Oh, we can go and get the blade. Go back upstairs to retrieve the blade without saying another word. What's your name?
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
We've seen this variation before in the very first word.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess?
Pretty sure that's the name of an anime, actually. So is Princess your name?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
She's hiding something too.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name though. Everyone has a name.
Generally what you'd like to be addressed as is your name.
Okay, that's weird.
Don't need to think too hard about it, although in your case that might be some weird plot twist.
She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
Our parents pick names for us usually, not us ourselves. If I'm the first person you've seen in a while, what have you been eating or drinking? Hey, we haven't seen some of these before. Wow, there are so many variations.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
Okay, so you don't eat. Are we even real? We've talked about this with the hands before, but we don't eat, we don't sleep. We can stay in the cabin for a millennium and lose track of time, but we're still alive, if that even counts as being alive. We can be a ghost, a specter, and we're still here. We can die and come back in the next chapter. Are we real?
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
Not herself yet. These are a little bit more accusatory. I mean, the first one at least. So her tone might change if we... Yeah, I do get the impression little things can have cascading effects. Just like in real life, if you speak to someone in a nasty tone, they might not immediately do something, but later on, they'll maybe change their perception of you, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, you know, that person was such a whatever. What are you gonna do if I let you out of here?
The princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not like you'd believe me.
If you don't say anything, then I really won't believe you. I was sent to slay you. You're apparently supposed to end the world. But I wanted to see you for myself. I'm still not sure what to believe.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
I don't think it's something that she does directly. It's some sort of an interaction between me and her that causes the world to end and break. Remain silent.
They haven't shared a thing, have they? All they've done is point a finger. At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. I don't trust that, and I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't have come down here to talk.
I feel like we've heard similar lines, but in a completely different tone. Maybe last time we came here with a knife? Oh, wow.
She has a point. We're talking like this for a reason.
So this shouldn't be about what I'd do if I got out of here, or me saying the right thing to convince you to save me. This is about how messed up this whole situation is. This is my life we're talking about. Do you really think I can even end the world? Why would I even want to?
Why would anybody? Yeah, you're right. We cease to exist if we end the world, don't we? But we don't. We don't cease to exist.
We both know that if there's people we can't trust in this situation, it's whoever locked me down here, and it's whoever sent you here. And those two groups are probably one and the same.
Narrator, did you lock her here?
Don't let her turn the tables here. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
The narrator works on presuming guilt before innocence. Yeah, so this is, I think, if we want to get back to the nightmare, maybe it's this one. I won't kill you, but I can't just set you free. It's too risky. What if I stayed for a while and just kept you company? Maybe then everyone could be happy. Oh, but I'm staying here. Oh, that's different. I thought we were leaving. Hold up. I'll keep you happy.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
I don't think I could bear being down here that much longer.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out. So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
That wasn't a practical idea. That was too idealistic.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. It would make it easier for both of us if you'd help.
And she's getting pissed now. You hear the music change. It used to be more fantasy-like, and now she's a little bit ticked off.
But if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret that decision.
There you go.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Oh, I can't? I can't just lock her down here again?
Thank you.
I have to go get the blade.
You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
Let me guess.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here. Fine, turn your back on me, but it won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Don't worry, I'm coming back with a blade.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. She has to be bluffing, but hurry. You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation.
The blade is the salvation, are we sure? I'm a little bit surprised the door didn't shut on me this time.
Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all. You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet.
Oh, I think we're doing something else different now, because we're not locking her in the basement.
Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen.
It's been like 3 seconds! Cooling flesh? Oh my god, it's warm.
Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
It got darker. I don't know if it got bigger. I think we got off on the wrong foot. Do you think we can start over?
Oh, you coward!
No, I don't think we can. Why don't you come closer? I have something to show you.
Where are you? Let's finish this.
Your eyes dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her.
Don't jump scare me, please.
Where is she?
Why would you close the door behind you so she can't leave? I'm not sure why I'd do that, but let's do it.
You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
This means I either die. It's either she dies or I die. Come on out. Let's get this over with. You know what? I'll wait, because if she's not coming out... But then, that's giving her the upper hand too. Come on out. Let's just get this over with.
I can wait. I'm very patient.
Wait.
You do your best to patiently wait her out. But eventually, exhaustion starts to set in.
From waiting? From doing nothing?
Come on, wake up. We can't fall asleep down here.
Keep waiting.
You wait for as long as you can, pushing yourself to stay awake and stay vigilant. But you can't outwait someone who's been waiting for as long as she remembers.
There's some reason that she can't come kill us. If we investigate the arm, the moment we do, we're gonna die.
You barely even realize that you've started to drift off.
Uh-oh.
Pain tears you from your sleep. The princess is upon you, ripping into your flesh, unnaturally sharp teeth and claws severing arteries and digging into organs.
Claws.
There's nothing to be done. You're already half gone. It can't just end like this, right?
We didn't even get a strike in. She just got me.
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
We're ending up somewhere else? The Beast. This sounds fun.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her.
But I died. What am I doing here?
I can assure you that you're not dead. If he doesn't remember what happened, then
Oh.
then something else must have trapped us here.
Voice of the hunted.
You're not trapped here. Nobody's forcing you to do anything.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth. Why should I listen to you?
Those are two very You died last. We did our best with the... And yet you still died, didn't you? So, great. And I believe your other... What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. Yes, but in this... If it's the latter, do you think the people there live... All the more reason to keep our wits about us. Should we even return to the cabin? We could find a safe little hole somewhere instead.
This is kind of like paranoia again. He's barely speaking. He's speaking less than the other voices.
You have to go to the cabin.
Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
She killed me last time around. How can I make sure that doesn't happen again?
Like I said, if she killed you...
She killed me by ripping me to pieces. Don't get me wrong, I hated it, but how can someone like that end the world?
She just can.
Who locked her there?
Look, of course. Special can mean all sorts of things. Don't let it make you careless. We need clear thoughts and pricked ears.
You're being cagey.
I've told you everything. If you want us to not to sound like a... You're afraid, aren't you? Just like us. Of course I'm afraid. Fear is an extremely normal thing to feel when the fate of the entire world is at stake. But that's not the only thing you're afraid of. You're scared of something worse.
Ooh, I think he hit a nerve here.
Stop projecting your neuroses onto me and just get to the cabin already.
It is projection, but I feel like there's a little truth behind every just kidding.
Great, now...
Okay.
A warning. She will lie. Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature?
But who's the cat, who's the mouse?
I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered.
Yeah, and we're the one who died.
She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell.
We've seen it so many times, not that many times, but we've seen it enough that we just got desensitized to her getting out of the chains by chewing on her own arm, but that's not normal. We barely reacted to it this time, because I never got to look at the arm.
That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously. Maybe.
Let's check it out. What kind of cabin do we have?
The interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time, wind rushing in through cracks and holes in the wooden walls. The only furniture of note is a termite-eaten table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Surprisingly, this is the closest to the original cabin we've seen. It doesn't even look that dilapidated. Termite-eaten table doesn't even look termite-eaten.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I feel like we tend towards taking the mirror, or the blade every time. I don't know if I wanna... I'm gonna die for sure if I don't take it though. Is dying okay? Should I just... You know what, let's try it.
No steel claw. Do you think we can talk our way out of this? I don't think she wants to talk. I guess we'll just have to trust that we made the right call. It'll still be here if we need it.
Yeah, far away and out of reach. Mirror is gone.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes. The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
You think every location is horrible.
She growls up the stairs.
I can smell you.
A beast.
She sounds almost feral, impatient, or maybe eager.
Her feral nature is affecting the cabin and turning it into a jungle.
You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness.
The window is in a different spot this time.
The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere.
It's, again, an extension of last time. She was hiding. And now she's... Oh! Is this her? It's like a lion's tail kind of thing. Oh.
You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her. Remember, she's just a princess.
And I don't have a knife.
She is certainly not just a princess.
Though she's chained up right now. If we follow the chain, if we tug at the chain, maybe we'll be okay.
You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now.
She's in chains, but the chains could be pretty long. What does this do? I mean, yeah, she's about to attack me, but... kind of like a bluff? Or will we die right away? You're about to attack me, aren't you? I can see right through you.
There's a shift in the humid air, and something enormous. The princess lunges from the shadows, her maw unhinged and dripping, her eyes fierce and full of hunger. She is too quick to outrun, too nimble to outmaneuver, too determined to overpower. This is her domain. You are devoured.
We should have moved.
I guess that's it then, isn't it?
I don't think so.
Unfortunately for you, no. This isn't it.
It only is it when everything goes dark and we die.
You are in a dark, caustic place. A thick, fibrous lining constricts around you, its slick surface impossible to grip. Your hands scrabbling uselessly at your surroundings as they compress in on you. Your lungs can barely expand in such a tiny space. Not that the humid, finite air grants you more than a few shallow breaths at a time.
You spoke when you needed to act.
Yeah, you're right. I was stupid.
The liquid pooling beneath you starts to seep into your skin. You itch, then sting, then burn as the acid begins its slow work.
When I killed you, I tried to leave this place, but it wouldn't let me. You belong down there, it screamed at me. The world is better off without you in it.
Is that why she's always present in the cabin in chapter 2? Because even if she kills me, she can't leave still. And then, yeah, that's why chapter 2 is an extension of chapter 1 in terms of how the princess acts. Because it's kind of just like the passage of time. But for me though, the chapter 1 me and the chapter 2 me, are they necessarily the same me? Am I somehow getting revived, or is it a different me?
The flesh around you rumbles as the princess begins to move, her thundering footfalls twisting you helplessly about. Your skin protests as the corrosive liquid sloshes around you, but there will be no respite for you in sight. The burning grows stronger, and you can feel layers of you being peeled away.
Claws! You've got claws, my guy! Claw something!
But you don't belong down here. You came from somewhere else. You came from out there. So I consumed your dead heart, and I carried it in my throat, and I draped what was left of you on my back, and I threw myself against that door.
Hold up, she's giving us some good information here. I don't belong here, I came from somewhere else. I came from the long quiet? Maybe?
She stops, her muscles tensing around you, and through the muffling layers of her flesh you hear the whine of straining metal. And with a pop, she lurches forward, your body lurching right along with her.
Did she ingest my entire body? She's huge.
Her chains. She's loose.
Because I'm alive and with her? I consumed your dead heart and I carried it in my throat and I draped what was left of you on my back and I threw myself against that door. Every time we've been able to open the main cabin door, we've been together, right? In our little happy ending. I'm just trying to think. The conditions for the cabin opening, both of us do it together? I have to be alive, both of us being alive? And then the time when the spectre possessed me, that was okay too. But she because it's saying that she couldn't escape last time because she ate my dead heart because I died already. But now that I'm alive, she's trying again. Before I die.
But even then, it denied me freedom. You cannot fool me by draping yourself in decay. I know your true nature, and it is suffering.
Who's it?
Gravity pulls at you as you're hefted upwards, the distant creaking of ancient wooden steps barely audible over the thudding of the princess's heart.
And then it was gone, and I was here. A new enclosure, a nicer cage, but still a prison.
Hold up, she's saying so much! Oh, it's not even here. Oh, so she's getting teleported. This cabin, the woods in the cabin, it's not like part of a pre-existing world. What it sounds like is it's getting regenerated, it's getting created every time it needs to be created. Yeah, she's saying in chapter 1 she was in a cabin, and then chapter 2, she was moved to a new cabin. Which explains why the cabin looks different.
I learned from my wounds. You're alive now. We can leave together.
Yeah, being alive, both of us being alive is some kind of condition then.
Does that work? Could she free herself if we're alive in here? Do you really need me to give you a definitive answer for you to understand that the situation is grim? Stop her. Do something. We don't have steel, but we have tooth and claw. Tear through her before we are her.
If we let her leave, if we just let her leave, I suspect the world will end and then the entity will come out and take her. But if we try to kill her, I'm thinking about the time when we saw the giantess, the tower. If we try killing her, will we move on to a chapter 3? I'd like to see a chapter 3 again, if possible. I talked when I should have acted. That was her advice to me earlier. Claw and bite.
Like the cornered animal you are, you tear against the thick membranes of her stomach with every part of you that can be made sharp. Nails, claws, teeth, hands, feet.
I can feel you tearing through me, but are you swift enough for it to matter?
Your body is violently jostled, the disruption causing burning skin to slough from raw muscle, and you hear what you can only assume is the princess pulling against the door to the cabin.
If you decay me, I'm gonna die and you can't leave.
The cage is still locked.
Oh, even though I'm alive. We can keep clawing at her. Oh, but this seems like a junction where we can find some information. Should we just keep clawing? But I'll keep decaying too. You need me to want to free you, don't you? You can't force me to let you out of here.
Every creature craves freedom. You will too before you die.
Your body is violently jostled, the disruption causing burning skin to slough from raw muscle, and you hear what you can only assume is the princess pulling against the door to the cabin.
The cage is still locked.
I don't know how many more times we can do this before we just decay entirely. We'll decay and die. If we die... Is that okay? Should we kill her? But this is interesting so far. I kind of want to prolong it as much as I can. If we kill her... Let's... But she's not leaving though. She can't leave. And we don't know why. We both don't know why. If we let her leave, that'll be the end of that. Let's kill her.
Again you tear, heart pumping with adrenaline, your ulcerating hands a blur of feverish motion fueled by the desperation to fight against being reduced to lifeless molecules and meat. The pulling has turned to banging as the princess desperately throws everything at the cabin door. Your flesh screams as your reddened, spongy body is hit with fresh waves of blistering acid.
We have to commit to this because we don't have enough time.
You can't hold me forever.
Your energy is fading, but you can hear her heart thumping somewhere close. There's so little of you left. Your fingers reduced to bone, your nerves bare and screaming, the acid pooling around you now a soup of your skin and meat.
Ooh.
You are a spark of will driving a melted corpse.
Will. I have will, though.
But will can never truly exceed the limits of the flesh. Your vision finally begins to blur, your eyes clouding over as they melt in their sockets.
Because I spent one turn talking to her, so I didn't get out fast enough.
What little air remains in this rancid stew of flesh and slippery organs is finally too foul to breathe, and your lungs mercifully give out before you have to suffer another burning, liquefying moment. Everything goes dark, and you die.
But that brought us to chapter 3, which is what I wanted. Oh my...
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge.
This is the first time the princess has been named. Ever. See, every time it's been blank. What is going on? Chapter 3 always seems extra messed up.
His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
Whose gaze?
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that?
It sounds like the hand's entity, which is the princess anyway.
That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here?
Many?
I think this is our third? That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be.
Oh, he's saying it now. Say it all.
Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
I died twice?
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped.
The narrator is the thing that sits beyond our edge. How many times have you been here? What do you mean by here, though? Our third time here? It's not the Long Quiet. Because I think we've been to the Long Quiet many times by now already. Basically every single route. Third time where? Chapter 3? Chapter 3? This is our second time in Chapter 3.
He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
Shut up. The rest of you, talk. What happened? What did you do? Can she hear us if we talk?
I think so.
I can hear everything, little one, but you don't have to be afraid of me. There's no place where you end and I begin. Nothing can hurt you here. Not anymore.
That's just because she devoured us and we dissolved away. We don't even exist as a body anymore. We're still here, though. And if we're safe, isn't that better?
Why are you always such a freaking simp? God, have some agency. Stop just agreeing with the princess. Yeah, like her name is finally showing up. It's a different color. I'm just trying to think about the information we learned about at the end of chapter 2 here. So in order for the princess to be able to leave, we have to let her leave? We have to agree to that? Give her permission?
She ate you. And now you're convinced that you're stuck together. What a mess.
How we died has to do with how this part looks.
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel it?
Wait, what if instead of taking a princess, like we usually give the hands entity a princess, this time the entity took me instead? Is that what happened? Because I'm the one who died, and then maybe she took me, and now I'm hearing her voice in my head?
I guess that's it then. This is us now. We're the woods. Okay.
Has the hero just died? Where'd you go? You like being woods? Don't stop her. Don't stop her yet. This thing watching us, what is he?
I'm not watching you, I'm trying to help you. That's not an answer to our question.
I don't know what he is. I only know that he is something other, and that he wishes for you and I to tear ourselves apart.
In our second route, when we turned away from the cabin in chapter 2, when the hands consumed us, that was described as being something other as well.
I do want that, but only because it's in your best interests. It's in everyone's best interests. You won't be able to slay her unless you remove yourself from her.
Who is everyone? Who even are you?
He wants us to kill each other.
Yes.
I don't. I want you to kill her. Don't be charmed by her faux solidarity. You're not in this together.
She's been straighter with me than you have been the whole time.
She's the only one who poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it. You don't have to enable her, especially when you have what it takes to stop her.
I would like to talk to the princess more. Why are you being nice to me? Aren't you a monster? Didn't you eat me?
We can't go back to that. We can't go back to the fear and the hunger and the pain. Not after being something as beautiful as this.
Okay, chill. You freaked the heck out of me.
Doesn't all that conflict feel so far away right now? So petty? We've been posed against each other by something that understands the strength of our unity.
I can feel a thumping, a heartbeat, like a distant terror that keeps getting louder the more we pay attention.
Please, stop. If you let it in, we'll fall apart.
I don't know what I am right now, though. I am the woods.
Don't look at it!
Okay. Will things unravel? Gaze at the terror in your heart.
Please, don't make us remember how I was.
And just like that, you start to fall apart. I can remember it now. I didn't like being eaten. I'd forgotten how much it burned, and the air was so hard to breathe. She didn't care. She didn't care at all.
Are we going back to reality then? If we looked away, we would just continue being woods?
As you remember the terror and pain you felt at the hands of the princess, you start to remember something else, too. You remember that you are a distinct being with a finite form and a mortal body. And you can feel it. There is a shifting of the space around you, the infinitesimal movement of your molecules rearranging back into the shape of what you're meant to be.
I feel like that's what the narrator wants. He doesn't like us being formless, and the princess being formless.
I don't like this. It's better for us to be the woods. I don't want to go back.
I might agree. I don't know, though.
No! I devoured you! I won! I put things back the way they were supposed to be!
Some divisions, when sown, can never truly be mended. A cavernous gash rips across whatever it was you thought you were.
The body of the beast princess?
A cabin comes into being among the trees. It approaches, and it swallows your body whole.
What?
And then you find
Ooh.
yourself, blade in hand, exactly where you need to be. At the center of it all is the princess, a wooden and fleshy heart beating with an unbroken rhythm. You're filled with a sense of purpose. Strike at her. End this once and for all.
I feel empty, don't you?
We're just like her, and she's just like us. We never should have left her.
I am so confused right now. What is happening?
I feel safe. She isn't dangerous anymore. We could leave her. We could both live. Do we have to do this? You have to. You know you have to.
But I'm inclined to not do what the narrator says, though, because he's so dodgy all the time. Oh, every single option is so tempting. Because we just can't predict what'll happen, and I want to see it all. But she's not dangerous, and I don't want to hurt her if she's not dangerous. And going against a narrator always feels good. I never wanted to kill you. Not really. But we can't be the same thing as each other. I had to put an end to whatever happened to us. Cut her free.
You devious little bastard. If you think I'm going to let you free her, you have another thing coming.
Of course.
And that other thing is... We'll just have to wait and find out when it happens. Ignore him. His words only confuse us. Just do it. You're tired, aren't you? No, I'm not. I'm... fine. Whatever. You cut the princess down from the roots that bind her. I hope you're happy. And good luck getting her out of here.
There was another time when the narrator mentioned that even just narrating was taking all of his efforts. Maybe that's what's happening here. Sometimes when he's stronger, he can control our body, but not all the time.
I think we are happy, actually. We might not be a part of her, but being around her is almost the same. Almost.
She looks older. Oh, there's like tree branches and she doesn't even have legs or a torso. I mean, these aren't even human ribs to begin with. But she looks... maybe she's tired. I'm tired of everything too.
I didn't think you would do that. After everything.
It's time to go to the long quiet.
It's so cold without you.
Me too. And that's the last one. But you don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror?
Let's go. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. This is the same font as the princess when she's like really evil and mad, right? but different colored. I don't have a reflection. Is the mirror busted? You are nothing at all. Oh? What? Oh, I'm like a full-fledged bird thing now. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze, and then you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. I can't be nothing, because the nothing is the absence of something. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
What? Yeah, okay, the narrator is part of me. He's a weird bird thing. I'm a weird bird thing. Okay. But you're like normal bird looking. I was like a humanoid bird monster from what I could tell. Oh! A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass into two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. It's like the long quiet in between these shards. Oh, these eyeballs. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you.
The narrator, yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all, an objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
5 or 6. Oh, we have a limited amount of questions we can ask, I think. Oh, there's so many! Don't ask this one. This is useless. I don't know if I want to destroy you. I'm sorry. I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions?
We've already crossed the point of no return. There's no saving me now. Not that there's ever been much of me to save.
Okay, well, we better take advantage of the time we have then. What are you? Are you something like me?
Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo. Likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
Other voices. You're a voice. But you're special, you're different. Oh, I thought you meant the other voices. You mean there's other narrators? I've met you many times. Have you been the same you all along?
I haven't, and that's by both necessity and design.
Oh, it's not that he forgets, it's that he is different every time?
This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon, and then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
So you do know about the looping. So many of the times I met you, you denied it as even being a possibility. Why did you lie to me?
Any other version of me you talked to was just that, a version of me. It wasn't me. As to why they lied, perhaps they thought that admitting to it would have pushed you to certain realizations that would have made finishing your task impossible. Maybe they were just in denial. I'm sure many of them were convinced that they had to be the first version of them you'd encountered. Anything else would have been too existentially unpleasant.
Because if they weren't the first one to meet me, that means that I destroyed many other worlds already.
And for all I know, each of those other versions of me could have had entirely different understandings of how this construct works. Who's to say which of them are right and which of them are wrong, really? Except for me. I can tell you for a fact that I'm right.
Okay, sure, man. If you made me, then what am I?
You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
I'm the long quiet? You made me? I'm a god? What is the princess? Did you make her too?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can.
Yeah, she becomes what others perceive her to be. We've seen this time and time again. The shifting mound. The ebb and flow. The capacity to change. Transformation. Got a lot of fancy names.
So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
Something like that. I am not... I'm back to the point where I'm barely digesting anything that's happening again. But you don't want her... You don't want her collecting all the princesses. I can tell that much. And you want me to... You want me to kill her. If I destroy her, won't I be alone? He doesn't care. We've already seen that he's like, you know what, just stay in the cabin and live there for eternity and die. Or don't die. Yeah, that's what he wants. He wants us to just stay. Oh, God. It's impossible for us to get through this many questions. We just have to be very selective. The people out there beyond the walls of the construct. Now, this is a construct. This is not the real world. This is some realm that they created. And they keep teleporting us between the cabins and stuff. Every time she dies, every time I die. He wants to rid the world of death. Well, I'm curious about the people, though. The people out there beyond the walls of the construct. Do they know about this? Do they know what you want me to do to them?
Of course not. The only way this construct could function was if nobody knew what it was doing. But the bones of the universe are old. It's on the cusp of its dying breath, and the people out there are consumed with thoughts of oblivion. When the patterns are wiped from the sand, when the board is reset, who will remember them? All I've done is give them a chance to live outside of the shadow of the end.
This has been torture indeed. We've been dying, killing. Why would you want to rid the world of death?
If you need to ask that question, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you cannot grasp the abject horror of dying.
We have these fake sort of deaths where we get teleported. Everything goes dark and you die. Just means the mirror breaks and we move on. I want information, please. I'm pretty sure death is good, actually. Important, even. Important? Probably. The cycle of life and all that.
If that's your belief, there's nothing I can say to move you.
Oh, damn it.
You haven't died.
Damn it, that was the same crap. decided what I'm gonna do yet. I still have to see what she thinks about all of this.
I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and nascent god, and it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Proceed to the cabin one last time. Oh, is that why the feathers are kind of blending in with the hairy stuff? Maybe this is a feather. This is like a gigantic close-up of a feather? When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. Oh, wow. Oh, gravity pulling all the other ones over here. Whoa.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
I've missed you too. She unfurls an endless cascade of smiles in response, and then patiently waits for you to continue. Do you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
I'm the Long Quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
Pretty accurate descriptor, though. I want to see, how far can we go back with the history? The stuff that the narrator was saying probably... What? He's an echo. This is all to avoid death. The god I made to rid the world of death. What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
We already saw a possible world where death, the world devoid of death, it's that supposed good ending where we just stay in the cabin and there's nothing, she's dead, I'm just sitting there for all of eternity. Not great. There are so many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end, pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Don't you have a say in all of this? Why is this all falling on me?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't,
The winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
Let's talk this through. I still have so many questions and I need answers before I can make a choice.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach, and you cannot rationalize that which defies logic. But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
Chill, I just want to talk. Oh!
A web of nerves, laid upon a web of nerves, laid upon a web of nerves. The shade of a beautiful beginning we can never return to.
Wait, what are you doing? I just wanted to talk to you. Why are you suddenly getting upset?
You knew me, and I knew you. Even more than either of us know each other now. And you chose to pull apart that weave.
Oh, she's showing me the perspective of this one, right? Where I was inside her and then I got out. So that was me just now.
But you did not choose to end me. We were still one, but we were also separate, and we were free. We were as we are. Will you excise that part of yourself now that you see me from yet another angle?
We are part of each other? Can we just talk? I won't engage with violence.
But violence has defined the flow of everything between us. Do not deny what we are, and do not color our conflict with fear.
Oh, the specter!
A shiver passes through you as unseen fingers, cold as the grave, dance across your skin. They remember the violence you inflicted on them, and yet they do not return it.
Ah, she's showing me all the different princesses I gave her.
I offer you a path to your redemption, and you take my hand in yours. You felt the pain you caused another, and you were willing to sacrifice everything you thought was you to set me free. Without sin, there is no redemption.
Death, suffering, and oblivion shouldn't fall on others. It's like I have a very abstract understanding of what the hell is going on here right now, but we are a god created by the narrator, the non-echo version, the original one, to take away death. Why? Because we take it on ourselves. Death, suffering, and oblivion, we take it on ourselves so that others don't have to take it on. That's BS. We can surrender. And I would sacrifice everything to free you again.
And yet there is nothing left for you to sacrifice, so long as you accept me with open arms. What is a person? Is it their body? Is it all of their body? Pluck the eyes, peel the skin, strip the tendons, mince the meat, grind the bones. When it is all gone, do you still have who you started with?
That's part of why I didn't want to end the fight early too, because I want to see you review and go through all of the stuff that we've seen. Yes, we just unraveled in front of her.
A person is not a body. Death is a transformation into something new. It is only bodies that fear it.
She's basically trying to convince me that death is okay to happen, right? You don't need to convince me, I don't think. But what am I if I'm not a body?
You are you.
Oh, thanks, that clears it up.
Your lover drives a stake into your body, and another, and another,
Oh,
and
crying.
another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? But the stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you. Forever and ever and ever. Consumed by true belief, there was nothing that could hold us back.
I don't even know. I can sort of see what option is going against her, what option is going with her, but what the implications of either thing are, I don't know. I want that feeling back.
It never left you. You just need to open your heart to me once more.
The voice of the smitten in full throttle yet again. As the clash between you abates, you begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Are you starting to see? Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
Not killing her and not freeing her, we've tried that already. Yeah, like she keeps trying to, this is true. Oh, this seems like a good spot to make like a save so we can see a whole bunch of different things. Like a hard save. Let's... It's easy to believe in the things you believe in when you get to sit above it all.
It is from my vantage point that I can see the totality of truth.
What do you think happens if we leave here?
This universe dies, and a new one is born. And that one dies, and a new one is born. And you and I get to witness it all, weaving a tapestry of life wherever we go.
Tapestry of life. Opposite of that would just be death and destruction. It's one and the same. Changing her perspective. Three different ways to slay the princess. If we leave... If we kill the princess, it's fulfilling what the narrator wants for us. And removing death from the world and all that, but is that even a good thing? Just like the narrator says, if we're starting from that point on, then like, he can't even convince me, like, there's nothing he can say. Okay, I'm ready to go. I never wanted to fight you, but how do we leave?
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final piece lies with you.
We just have to do it. I didn't do my one job, the one thing I was created to do. You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here, except for her, is you. You feel your wings, spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it. But it does not yield.
I love you.
I love you too. Oh, my hand is so small. All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. Oh. Oh, we got some high-budget animation here. It's like a kaleidoscope. You are free, and she is with you.
It's magnificent.
Oh, it's like leaves growing. Grass growing? There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality. Something that simply is. What happens now?
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
It's kind of like the cycle of life and death. The grass is growing again and again. Step into the infinite. You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist, and you are aware, just as you have always been, and just as you always will be. The conflict is in your nature. The two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. Wow, it got very abstract towards the end there. That I'm not even confident I can understand what happened at the very end. We got free, we did not do what the narrator wanted from us. But what does that really mean though? Death continues to exist in the world? Something like that? Wow, okay. I do think there were a lot of different variations we didn't get to explore yet. I wonder if we should maybe do like a second playthrough and then... Because what I could do just now is go back to my quick save, my save, and then check out the rest. Or I could do another playthrough and check out some of the places that we haven't been to before, and then reach the ending again that way. Thank you so much for playing. As an expression of our gratitude, here's a track order for a special playlist just for you. If you'd like to take a screenshot... Oh, okay. Oh, what is this? Is this based on what I played? Huh. Okay. Play your other game. No, I'm good. I'm good for now. Aww. Okay. That was a lot. Yeah, that was a lot. I think I probably want to review that last section again before really saying too much more about it, but I feel like it's pretty fitting though. It suddenly got very cosmic, almost eldritch kind of horror, and when you have stuff like that, you can't really over-explain, because then they can't be like, oh, you know, this is the way it is, blah 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 blah. That just gets uninteresting, so the way... I love their cosmic horror dialogue actually, it's all like really spooky and vivid at the same time. But in terms of what actually happened, the narrator seems to want to stop death because that's a bad thing, but I mean the cycle of life, and more importantly, it's not just about death and life, right? It's about change. He seems to want everything to be constant all the time, which... Whoa! Whoa! Okay, I've never seen that before. Okay, that's fantastic. Is that just because I've been on the menu for too long? I've never been on the menu for this long before. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, I think this is short enough that we could probably do another playthrough and see 4 or 5 more princesses, maybe? I'm not sure how many there are in total, but probably enough for another full round. And I assume we probably have to start a whole new game then, because we can't continue game based off that ending there. Okay, let me digest this a little bit first, and then we'll talk more about and explore the other endings towards the end. Alright, see you back in a little bit.